it probably comes as no surprise, but the mirror is still well and truly mullered. Whatever's gone on here with the liquid, it's all broken down. It's not returning to its original home, so there's no choice but to replace it. Fortunately, replacements are plentiful. That was 15 quid, which isn't bad at all. And actually, there's quite a few of them out there for around the same money. Now, there are different parts numbers for different models, so I've been very careful to match both the number on the mirror arm and on the mirror body. So both of them are the exact same as the one that's on there, even though it's from a later car. So hopefully, when I put this on, everything will work when I plug it in. The only thing I'm not sure about is whether or not the damage done to the mirror was caused by my wiring problem up there. Did I rewire that properly? I mean, I matched colors to colors. It's fairly basic, but you never know. But anyway, that's tonight's job, is to get that in. And if I'm happy with that, then I'm going to put all the trim bits in, put the wipers on, and hopefully that would be and give the windscreen a good clean, obviously, but hopefully that'll be that. Actually, there's a bit of steam building up in it as I'm in here, so it might be a good opportunity to check the heated windscreen as well. As I said in a previous video, if that works, that'll be a minor miracle. But oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to share with you is I took out the owner's manual and I looked at what that thing was, and actually the little box is the rain sensor. So there is automatic wipers in it. You just put it on the intermittent function and it works itself. There's no auto button or anything like that. So that's what that does. So everything that's happening in here on the mirror is related to these wires, and everything that's related to the automatic wipers is here. So this is entirely mirror related. It may also have been unplugged because of the LCM issues. I don't know. But anyway, there's only one way to find out if it works or not, and that's bang this one in. Now, because this kind of stuff is interesting to me when I see other people do it, and it might be useful to somebody else someday, I'm going to record what I'm actually doing here. So the first thing I do is unplug the cable, which usually just involves squeezing in the sides and pulling that out. So that's not difficult. And then getting the mirror itself off is no more complicated than just twisting it and off it pops. So that's that. So hopefully this one will go back in just as easily. I'm going to do the connecty bit first. I just got to be careful with this. I just got to twist it just right and get it in, and then that should snap into place like that. That's that. Now, here's the thing. It's all looking fine so far. What happens? Will it go funny when I plug this in and run power through it? So let's see. Let's make sure I get this in the right way. Actually, I'm going to put the phone down as I plug this in because I want to make sure this goes in the right way. It only goes in one way anyways. There's only one direction of travel for this. I made sure that the plugs are absolutely idiot proof, which is useful. Right, in it plugs. And let's see. Okay, we still have a mirror. So the next thing to do is find my key. Whatever I do with the key, probably sitting on it. Sorry about that. Okay, naturally the key is on the floor. So pop this in, and let's make sure when I get power into it that nothing explodes. That all seems fine so far. Put some lights on, see if that makes any difference. Okay. Oh, it's dimmed, I think. Or no, actually no, I tell a lie. No, it has. It's gone very dark. So it's obviously read that there's very little light and is automatically dimmed. Turn the light. Oh, it's changed. As I turn the lights on, it's changed. Let's do that again. I turn the light back off. And now it's changed again. It's gone light again. Oh, isn't that clever? Alright, let's put it on. Oh, as soon as I put it on, as soon as I put on the light, it's dimmed. Hooray! It works, and it works. It works really well, actually. And the other thing I wanted to check in relation to this is, oh yeah, the automatic wipers. I think, was that what I was going to check? Well, that isn't really going to work here, is it? I just remember what I was going to check, and that was the heated windscreen. Let's see, let's turn this on. Click. See what happens. Let's see if anything defrosts, even a little bit over there. This might take some time on account of it not working ever. But let's give it 20-30 seconds, see if anything happens on the defrosting side of things over there. As I say, it didn't work before, so if it works now, it would be a minor miracle. I'm literally watching, not paint dry, I'm watching a window dry. And it should, usually takes, I think these things, if remembering the Ford bump back in the day, they were meant to take like 30 seconds to work. So if they don't work within 30 seconds, chances are they're not going to work at all. And I am not seeing a lot of defrostification there, if I'm honest. So I'd say that doesn't work, but it didn't work anyway, so I won't get too upset about it. Any old car that I've had, any old Ford that I've had with this, has only ever worked in streaks anyways. They don't tend to last very long. There's a few semblances of heat coming through those wires there, a little bit. It seems to be definitely following the direction of travel of the wires. I'm clutching at straws, aren't I? It doesn't work. This is meant to defrost a windscreen, not take a little puff of condensation off the inside of it, so. Yeah. I'm not holding that much hope for that. Well, somewhat inconveniently, I've managed to drop 3 separate things in underneath into the engine bay, and it's quite a tight fit, so I've had to get the car up on some on ramps and see if I can find them. But while I'm down here, I have noticed, and they did flag this in the MOT, and the seller did flag this as well, it's a bit oily under here. So I'm wondering, well, they say it's probably, well, the fellow who sold it to me said, oh, it's probably just the rocker covers because they get a bit that way. I thought, well, that's great if that's the case. I'm not finding any of the things that I'm missing down here. The 3 random things that I'm missing are a saw, long story, a ratchet, which is fairly obvious, and then one of the little lugs for the windscreen wiper is falling down the side over there. So man, I'm not gonna, like, the saw I'm worried about. Actually, all of it I'm worried about, because if any of them bounce out, they'll land on somebody and hit them. I'm looking up through the engine bay there, and I'm seeing oil a long way up there. It looks like it is coming from the top. Actually, hang on, let me see if I can show you this. This is a random diagnosis here, but if you can see up there, what in between the exhaust catalyst, which is quite hot, and the drive shaft. No, it's really hard to show you. Oh wait, just about there. You can see through that little hole that I'm showing you. I'll see if I can edit this and put an arrow on it later. But anyway, up there are little drops of oil, and that's up on the. There you go. Yeah. I'll highlight this later with an arrow. But up there you can see little drops of oil coming from what looks like the top of the cylinder head. So these things are known for leaking oil out of the rocker covers. So if it's something as simple as that, that won't be too bad. But in the meantime, I've got to go find a saw, a ratchet, and a lug, and God knows where they are. I may end up having to take this whole cover off. I don't need this now. I really don't. Now, compared to a lot of cars, adjusting the handbrake on this is technically not so bad. Basically, you take the wheel off, you pull out this little plug, and then inside in this gap there's a little it's just a little wheel with grooves in it, and basically the idea is you stick a screwdriver in and you just twist the wheel like that, I can't really show it to you because you can barely see it when you look in there with a torch. So basically, you just need to line the hole up with it, and you can feel it click around. Now, the other side has tightened up really nicely. This side, not so much. Do I have my? This will do. This is the original jack. But basically, even with the handbrake on, there's some movement in that. Now the only thing is, because there's a differential joining the two axles, when one wheel locks, the other locks. So that might be enough for it to scrape through the MOT, but the likelihood is that it's either going to need new shoes for the drums, or one of the cables is overextended and needs replacing. But there's only one way to find out, and that is to bring it in for its MOT tomorrow. Lights are done, windscreen, show you, is done. Trim is in, wipers are in, all that's looking good. So I think that's about as far as I can take it tonight. It's 3 days before the end of, next week everything ends for Christmas, so I've really got a couple of days to get it in, so I need to get it in tomorrow. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll see what happens with the handbrake. That's all I can do. Well, that's about it, folks. There's not much more I can do. I think I'll stick it in for the MOT tomorrow. And hopefully I don't know if it'll pass. I mean, the lights are fixed, the windscreen's done. The only other thing that was not doing so hot on was the handbrake, and I've had a go at adjusting both sides. This side's good, that side isn't. I don't know if that's enough for it to pass. Probably not, but you never know. When I put it in, I might say to them, look, it's probably not going to pass in the handbrake, but I don't want to preempt it. But you know what I mean? I might say that, well, look, if it doesn't pass in something, if there's work that you guys can do to fix it there and then, let me know. The labour isn't too expensive in the local garage, and parts are relatively cheap for this, as I demonstrated with my £15 mirror. So yeah, I'd love to get it on the road before Christmas. I really, as tempting as it would be to do the brakes myself, they're just going to have a ramp. It's just going to be so much easier for them to get under the car in a way that I can't. So I might just let them do that. I've got plenty of other things to be getting on with anyways in the new year, or over Christmas and into the new year. I've got welding to do. I've got to change out that stereo because that thing's rubbish. I've got an oil leak that needs dealing with. And there's just going to be this ongoing list of things to do, because it's an old car and that's what they do. But so far it's been a lot of fun to work on. But now I'm ready to get it back on the road and let my wife enjoy it for a bit. She's always wanted one, and yeah, it'd be nice to give it to her for Christmas.